Welcome back, guys. Day 5, chapter 5 of Proverbs. Before I get into it, I just realized by looking in the camera that I am wearing a worship ministry training shirt. I am not sponsored by worship ministry training, but I do love them. I go to their academy. If you're interested and you know someone, a worship leader or someone who's looking into wanting to learn about worship ministry, type in worshipministrytraining.com and you'll find information there. Again, I'm not sponsored. It's just a good friend of mine, and since I'm wearing the shirt, I felt like I should plug him. Also has a YouTube channel. You can go there and check it out. It's got some great stuff. Anyways, on to Proverbs 5. So I'm going to kind of go through this kind of quickly. Right in the beginning of the chapter, he says, "My son, pay attention to my wisdom." I don't know if you've noticed, but every chapter so far that we've read, it starts with pay attention, take heed, listen to my warnings, listen to what I'm telling you. I know myself as a younger man, I would have older, wiser men come to me and say, "Hey, this thing you're doing, you should back off of that because, it's going to lead you down the wrong path." Me being, and like most younger men, thinking we know more than other people do. I hope that's changing. I know there are some good younger men out there who actually pay attention to their mentors and listen to good advice, but it doesn't always happen. And I was one of those young men who did not listen to good advice, and thankful to God's grace, I've made it through so far, and these days I do listen much better than I used to. And then later in the chapter, just a little bit down, he goes into giving advice about women. I don't know about you, but even at the age I'm at now, I could still use some advice concerning women. Luckily, I'm married and been married a long time, but women are, they're amazing. I love them, but they change rapidly, almost like the wind sometimes. And that's why you need to be prayed up and have discernment so God can help you lead the women that you're leading. And what Solomon is doing is telling his son to stay away from deceitful women. Her attractive and wily ways can lead you down a wrong path, and in many cases to a life of ruin. And in verse 8, he literally says just to stay away from them. Now, if you're single and you're looking for a godly wife, I think you need to pray and ask for discernment and have God help guide you to a godly woman. I don't think you should stay away from them because you will never find that wife unless you're seeking it. You want to find something, you need to seek it, right? So then a little bit further down, and this is more for married men, in 15, he says, "Drink water from your own well and share love only with your wife." This shouldn't need to be said to Christian men, but I'm telling you, as a man myself, you need to be very careful who you talk to, who you chat online with. Even in your workplace, you got to be very careful. Women can take things the wrong way. Something can be said that can lead you down a wrong way. You have to be very careful. You're married. Protect yourself. Protect yourself as a man. It's Satan uses whatever he can to try to lead us away from God's design, and a woman is probably one of his biggest weapons. Like, it's very easy to fall down the wrong path. So in verse 18, he says, "Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth." Take this from a man who's been married 38 years. This takes intentionality. I every day when I pray my gratitude prayer. My wife is at the top of the list. God, I'm thankful for my wife. But there are days, 38 years of marriage, it always hasn't been a bed of roses. It's great, it's amazing, but we're all human, we all make mistakes, and to always love her and cherish her, it can be done, but it takes intentionality. You have to be aware, just be intentional about loving her, letting her know you love her. And even when the times get rough, Be thankful to God. Remember those prayers that you pray every day. Remember that God sent her to you, because it's important for a man to always cherish his wife. And the last verse I want to touch on, and believe me, this is all linked together. In verse 23, he says, he will die for a lack of self-control. Man, will die for a lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness. Self-control is one of our biggest assets as a man. Self-control gets you out of bed and onto work the next morning. Self-control keeps you from eating too many Twinkies and maintaining your health. Self-control gets you out and exercising and staying in shape so you can be a good, strong man to provide and protect your wife, and take care of your wife, and take care of your family. So if having self-control makes you strong, then a lack of self-control makes you weak, right? So we're living in a day where Christian men need to practice self-control. So have the self-control to do the things that you need to do, and also have the self-control to not do the things that you shouldn't do. Plain and simple. So I hope this blesses you. Have a good night. God bless you.